for us here?
Cap 1, the open cap. Cap 2, the one that's easier to defend in a way because you have the rails close to it. Now, we've seen some amazing plays earlier on from Ding and Gohard here, which was just kind of crazy.
Mickey Mouse.
Now, Kazna crew sticking with their solid 7 that they went with previously. No Algo in the lineup here. Now, Utopia
Isn't
do have
T100 light. Now, that's an interesting thing in a defense.
Utopia do have a substitute as well, because Vilki's playing with Utopia, who's not part of the regular lineup normally.
Vielki?
I don't think he's been playing regularly, because
he didn't play a single match in this season. He's like a replacement player.
We see Vilki, because I know if I try and say his full name, I'll get it wrong and say Big
Vielki
Nipple.
too.
Shoku, Biku, Moka, Vilki, Stu, Never Carry, Papa Pavin. Okay.
So who is missing? Let's see.
I can't think for the life of me, to be honest. I can't think of who else is in Utopia.
I will check that a bit later. Kazna here in their full setup that played the last time, going aggressive for the middle. Isne playing the spot in the forest. So I guess if they need a fast spotter, they're gonna deal with that.
Yizne hiding up here in the bush in the T100. Now we have 4 5As, like 4 5A tanks. Then we have 2 bat chats. Then we have the T100 trading shots in the middle here, but nobody really getting any connections. And just as I say that, Vetzel and Papa Powin take damage on each side of the team. Kazna crew, black and white tanks on the red side. Vilki actually spots Yizne, super T100 bouncy armor, manages to bounce a shot there from Vilki. Yizne coming around the side of him, but now Yizne's caught in a crossfire between Biku and Vilki. This is not going to go well for Yizne. He will try and do as much damage as he can into Vilki, but he has been blocked at the moment to avoid the shots. And Biku getting first blood here for Utopia, but as there's an immediate push, Nexus gets dropped as well. He's normally the primary damage dealer here for Kazna crew, and this is a nightmare start for him. They've immediately lost 2 tanks as Ders comes rushing in down to Vilki and trying to get the kill onto, well, it looks like Biku, because he'll be in a reload.
Well, let's face it, Kazna is getting wrecked here, like annihilated completely, and that Woods play is again a critical part on this map. Losing tanks so fast, teams misreading what are the enemy positions. Utopia leading for 3k HP down here, but that's not even the worst part for Kazna. They have more guns, better position, whatever you want. This is a really fast 1-0 for Utopia.
Papa Pavin's going to pick up the kill here onto Haiba as Vilki drops Ders. Vetso is now the only one left for Kazna crew. Utopia still have 5 guns available in the game. This is going to be done and dusted with 2.5 minutes already, and a strong and quick win there from Utopia already here. Wow, blink and you miss it, guys.
It was really fast. Introduction of a player who didn't play a single match in the last season. He played as a replacement even then. Definitely didn't affect anything on Utopia side. They won their attack effectively, and they're gonna go on defense. We saw them dismantle Ding on Prohorovka already, but we've seen Vielki was even actually the first.
Top damage coming in for your first game. Well played, laddie.
Easy cut, Carl. Let's just go.
Yes, no problem. Defy. Put me in. I'm ready to go, coach. Down in that bottom corner, he was able to just basically farm into Ders, farm it into Yizne as well. So great positioning for him. Utopia starting off the lead here, 1-0. Oh yeah, just change your. Nobody's going to believe that. Nobody's going to believe that. You can't change it now and say that you made a typo. You're responsible for it in the first place. So no, we're still saying.
There are no typos. Internet never forgets.
As Daki would say, wrong is wrong. You know? No, you can't. No, you can't. Just stop. You know? 5-3. Kazna crew is what production's prediction is.
You can put a pink tie on Ryan, but it will not mean he will actually wear it, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's just not happening in production. Deal with it. You went with Kazna crew. You have to stick with it.
Utopia strong lead, 1-0, even being betrayed by their Polish production team. It's still doing their jobs, so they don't need you.
Yeah, they're like, fine, we'll just show these guys. They don't have confidence in us. But a good start from Utopia. A quick round on a map that is generally sometimes always drawn out unless there's some kind of crazy push in the middle, and there was a crazy push in the middle at the same time as a push down the flank. They had to do something to try and get the return for Yizne, but Yizne dropped first and then Stefan dropped right behind him.
Stefan? He dropped on the start of the season to another team.
Not Stefan, who was it?
Theirs dropped much later.
Oh no, it was Nexus, sorry. Nexus was the one that went there immediately. My bad.
Nexus did a carry of a month
Stefan dropped so
against
hard he
Gohard.
went to another team, yeah. Now, what can Kazna Crew give back in answer here? Kazna Crew now the ones on the attack.
No, not the
Utopia on the
Forest,
defense.
Kazna.
It's okay, they're going to make it because Utopia are not there. Kazna are going to get a free run up the Forest. They're going to be happy that it works, but they're not going to run into anybody.
Dear God, not the Forest.
We're joking about this because in the past, Kazna Crew have done a couple of plays on the 1-2 line and it's failed really, really hard.
They did like 3 matches in a row, and 3 matches in a row we just saw them dismantled. But that was last season.
Look how they're doing it this
season
time.
They still have Isna in the light who will go YOLO if needed and spot the STRVs and probably help his team dismantle them if it happens, because this is exactly what some teams play.
This is bold because you would expect a double STRV to potentially be up there on that 1-2 area. A1,
Well, there is
A2.
a possibility they chose not to go there exactly because Isna is in a light tank, which could be a huge problem for them.
Yeah.
But double STRV on other positions, on other sides,
STV,
that can be used also really well. Utopia played from this side against Ding. It was also magnificent. If you remember the best Bachat spot run by Breakneck among the houses that lasted about approximately 3 seconds, that's how much it took them to kill him. They're aware that Kazna is in forest. You can see they're blind firing, so their sixth sense is triggered. They know there are tanks there. There is nothing new. The thing is, how will actually Kazna, what will they do to deal with these heavies? Now, you can notice that Kazna also took a grille, like Ding did, and they sacrificed some firepower for Isne, so they can push the forest and suicide him if needed, or put him on a crap. But Nexus was yes, he's spotted actually.
Nexus gets spotted, has to move from that area. 2 shots going out into him immediately, and that could be really bad. If he gets dropped at the start of this one as well, that's terrible for everyone to put them in their fantasy points, because he's normally a fantasy team farmer. Never Carry's taken some damage in return on Utopia, but it's a decent start already for Utopia here, being able to see that grow and get some shots into him from the very start.
Well, what Kazna needs is to maybe put someone in that cap and pressure it, but they chose against because they're afraid of STRVs and BZs. So there is rotation now coming to the other side. Diplomat is even rotating, so he can control the middle and help his team a bit if needed. But Utopia does seem on point already. They're already spotting everything.
Hyba.
It's all about Isne, again.
Hyba getting peeked out there at A3. He does get spotted, so it's going to have Utopia kind of a bit confused, wondering if is perhaps the rest of Kazna grouped up over there. But
Bihu will be in a world of trouble here. Kazna is waiting with 2
Oh my
Bachats
God.
and I think 2 Bachats and a heavy.
Bihu knows he's there. He's going to run if he can get away safely. Look at all the aiming points. Kazna are going to be aiming right at him. There's, oh my God.
Smart boy,
Bihu.
smart boy. What an old wolf here. Like, this is the only thing that saved him. Not running away, because he kept bushes between him and Isne, not panicking, and he knew he will not get spotted. If he actually tried to run, that would be GG and probably the round for Kazna.
Double blind fire going out there trying to connect it into Nexus, but Nexus in a different position. Vetzel shoots back over, Never Carry and Bielke. Never Carry taking a big hit there from Nexus, and Nexus backs off immediately because Never Carry will blind fire back.
How?
Using the hits. Shoku taking a lot of damage as well. They've peeked over the rails to try and get shots into the back of him. Shoku continuing to take damage here for Utopia. Might actually fall if Kazna Crew can get their shots to land, but no, Shoku's put buildings between them and he's going to get away safely.
Actually, I think he bounced one shell with his butt, but it didn't really help out. What I don't understand is how did that VZ connect for so much on the other VZ. Maybe I didn't see someone else connecting at the same time. Kazna coming back in the game, they're actually...
We said on VZ?
Yeah, it was like Nexus was already in reload and it showed like 700, so I'm not sure what happened there. Kazna in lead by HP, also better displacement of that HP, because losing HP on Nexus is not that critical, he's just a sniper. But losing an HP on Shuko, that's a problem.
Oh, Vetzel taking one to the face there. He has a dead
Gunner.
dead gunner and a damaged viewport. That will come off repair fairly soon.
I don't think he will.
Don't think he has a med pick though. No, he doesn't. He has repair, and food.
Hyba taking some
Oh,
damage, but
Vilke taking
Yelki
610
also.
there.
That's from Grille. Should be. No, that's from an I7. No, why did he pick that much?
Now, look at this. Vetzel trying to line up a shot on Vilke. It doesn't connect. Vetzel takes one back in return. 359.
Utopia is slowly catching up on HP toward Kazna, so they split the difference that was there in half now. Still, the fact remains that Shuku, who is the rotation tank, an important tank, is on one shot. So pretty much
somebody got
even
shot into him.
can take him
Yzni's
out.
rushing down, trying to get an early spot here. Papa Pound's taking some damage. Yzni's going to turn and run. He's surrounding Mucka. This is really dangerous because they can catch the tanks up here on the hill. Shoku has been dropped for Utopia. They've lost his Batchat. Now in return, Kazna crew might lose Yzni, but Kazna crew are winning this trade because they're going to get the kill into Muka now. Utopia are going to lose the STRV. It's Call Me Piotr picking up the kill. Nice grouping by Kazna crew to be able to catch out these tanks of Utopia.
It was a brilliant trade here. Yzne for 2 tanks. That definitely pays off. Losing all the positions here, Utopia... Sorry, is that for 3 tanks? Utopia is pretty much on the ropes. I don't think they can even do a counter-attack properly. The only guy who has an HP is Bihu and Steroid, who is a backup tank. So Kazna will gather up and mop up these tanks, and we will have a game, because this is definitely 1-1.
Haiba can just push in here and trade with Vilki as Nevercarry's getting shot in the butt as he's trying to turn around and get defensive line. Diplomats coming over in support of Haiba. Haiba getting the kill there on Vilki. Dares shooting here with Bihu. Call Me Piotr on a triple kill. Diplomat on a double kill. Steroids and Nevercarry fall. Bihu dropping Dares. Last one alive for his team up on the hill. And look at that already. They know exactly where it is because he is spotted. And the next shot coming out is going to kill him.
Well, the next map we will watch here will be Murovanka. Great display here by Kazna. Are you okay there, Ryan?
Just a really itchy nose, actually.
I can't help you with that. I can give you a pen. So
No,
just do it. Kazna really playing nice tactically here, reading out the positions much better than the first initial game they had. Using Yzne to its full potential. This is one of the rare occasions, or maybe even only one, on Prokhorovka. We've seen team use the light well.
Awesome damage from Haiba there.
His low profile combined with speed gave them a lot of information on start, gave them a lot of opening possibilities because they would annihilate anything in forest when they rush Yzne there. And also they did the same to clear the hill. That was obviously the plan B for Kazna. You can see the fast rotation they did. Okay, they are trenched up here. They must have the supporting force here. They can't spot Yzne on time and everyone else get ready to snipe. Once they push them away from the spotting position, they climbed the tanks again unspotted and again created a cover fire and won the game in that fashion because then they have more guns, they don't care about anything else in the world. So Prokhorovka 1-1, good score for both at the moment, I would say, but we will move to the next map, which will be Murovanka.
Yeah, Murovanka, mixed fortunes from Kazna crew. They have been thoroughly, well, wrecked by Savage squads on that map 3 in a row when it went into tiebreaker. Now, they have played it sometimes okay as well. I mean, they've played it 7 times, 57% win, 67% attack win.
I think only important thing here is Utopia played Murovanka recently against Ding. They looked super strong. Kazna still had some
work to do,
dodgy moments. And if you look it like that, Utopia might actually take 2 rounds here. But I don't think Kazna will just roll over and die.
No.
So we need to see what will these teams have actually played. Murovanka was one of the strongest maps for old Utopia. Like they were innovating even in tier 8 and then in tier 10 when it came. So they had a good feeling for this map. We will see how will they deal with Kazna now.
Yeah, well, they bring something new to the table. We've seen a lot of that already this evening. Teams doing different tactics. I mean, Zafar was saying they'll only ever scrim against Russian teams, so it's kind of hard for the European teams to get any information out of them. And it also allows them to learn from the Russian teams as well, which is quite interesting. Now, Cap 2, very open base, very hard to kind of do any kind of stuff on. You can set somebody into that base normally unspotted, but pretty much everyone knows where you're going to be lurking. Cap 1's where we get a lot of rush tactics. Sometimes you can tell immediately from a team if they're going to do that. Now, Utopia on the defense have a very, very quick lineup here if they need to rotate for anything. It's all Batchats other than STRV and a Kramwagen. But in return, Kazna crew on the attack have a very mobile lineup as well. A Utopia doesn't have a lot of like armor or HP it can really trade, Mojo, if it comes down to it.
Well, this is a map where you can use armor if you are playing like Savage Squad. I mean, they have really good use of double mouse and double STRV.
Whoa, look at Utopia.
But if you play something aggressive, you don't need it. And Utopia played really fluent against... is Mia in the team? Who is he replacing now? Zmia and Vielki? Wait, Bih?
Okay.
So we have Bihu, we have Papa Pavian, we have Muka, Shuku.
Steroids is there.
Steroids.
And Never Carry.
Never Carry is not there. Wow, we have two players that normally don't play for Utopia now playing against Kazna.
Okay, I wonder what's causing the... I mean, maybe it's just different vehicles, different tactics. It's something they scrambled against initially with these players.
I think some players maybe have issue with the internet or something, because this is not a normal. They were playing all season with the same lineups.
Same lineups, yeah. So, I mean, maybe there's... I don't know. I mean, Kazna crew kind of sniffing out this fight. I mean, it's going to happen down here in the forest. You can see everyone lined up for it. Utopia hyper forward here. Kazna crew sneaking up. Kazna crew just approaching this one really slowly. Actually, from Kazna crew's point of view, it'll be really interesting to see how they're organising their tanks, because it looks like Haibo will be at the front here. Yeah, Diplomat right behind him.
But Utopia does seem really well aware of that, and Steroids might come and help on time, probably pushing on Izne. Izne should not be able to even do shots on those tanks. Like, the only guy who could shoot is Muka, but I don't think Muka will be spotted.
Now, looking here from the viewpoint of Muka, Vetzel coming up to help his teammates as well, as they're going to get a push over here.
Gun advantage will be on Kazna's side because of that.
This, I mean, Zimja is miles out of this fight when it's going to happen. Kazna crew are all stacked up. Here they go in with the push. Haiba spotted, Diplomat spotted, Common Pure spotted. Nexus is going to hang back. They don't know exactly where these tanks for Utopia are, but look at the focus fire coming into Haiba. They're going to try and drop him first. They need to try and switch targets. Haiba, one more shot, he goes down. Vehicle picking up the kill. Now they're going to focus into Diplomat, but they have a wreckage they can use as cover. But look at this, Papa Powan's angle straight into the front of Diplomat. They're going to be able to drop him. Yisne actually drops Papa Powan. That's vital, because that means Diplomat can survive here. Biki only has one shot. Vilki only has one shot. They're going to be in a reload. Then they're going to die, and this is going to be Kazna crew taking this fight, because these two Batchats are now dead. Vilki and Biku have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide.
Definitely Kazna in advantages ahead. They have more guns. The game is still not over, but Steroids will also go and reload really soon, and we will have Kazna in pursuit then. Zmia still didn't fire a single shell because he was too far away, and Izne will survive. He will survive, and that is super important for Kazna. Call me Piotr finishes Bihu. Muka also needs to pick up his tail and run away. Steroids and Zmia, I mean, they have to go well also.
There's just something about the Kranwagen just driving forward. There's the Batchats going the opposite way, saying, no, no, mate, drive away. They're all over here. Muka trying to run down the red line to get away from here, but Pomi Piotr's just going to continue to chase him. Muka's going to have to drop back into siege mode. He's in a little depression there, but I mean, it's all too little too late here from Utopia. The push from Kazna crew is effective. They were able to weather the storm of the Batchats, and they can just return fire once the Batchats are on reloads. Simja now taking a lot of damage there, as Steroids is able to get a kill on Vetzel. Steroids is going to now shoot into Dares. A little bit of building in between away. It's going to have to take a shot. Steroids has to waste one into the building. Gets one into Dares. Dares is now down to a one shot, but Steroids, he's going to get his last shot. Dares is going to run away safely, and Steroids is not going to connect that one. Somebody else is going to shoot him.
Muka picked up Piotr.
Picking up Piotr though, so it's not all over yet. Steroids can get away safely and get a reload without Dares chasing him down. He can win the round here.
It's really critical, will Muka survive? Because without Muka, he cannot win the round. But if Muka stays alive, and he's spotted, which is a huge problem. So if Muka stays alive, Steroids can effectively actually win the round. He
Nexus
has
is
1100
chasing after him
HP.
as well. Steroids is taking shots. Nexus is being able to get shots into him. Oh, actually, no. Nexus is on a reload, so it wasn't him that connected. Dares and Nexus are going to chase down Steroids. They should be able to pick him up, although Nexus has to be the one to go in first.
Also, this is going to be close, super close. Let's see the connections that will come in hard.
Steroids already getting the first one into Nexus, who's in a great position, but he isn't a crossbar. He takes one from Dares. He takes down Dares. He can take out Nexus here. This is fantastic play from Steroids if he can do this, and Yisne is not going to rush Muka. Yisne's trying to get help on an Overwatch, but he's not in a position to be able to trade shots.
Unbelievable plays here. Steroids is on one shot, but Nexus has to connect a normal roll while Steroids can. Yo, this he just bounced the shell. Oh my dear.
Nexus
nice play.
Picks up the kill. Now it's all left to Muka. Kazna crew are on the attack. They're going to have to do a cap somewhere, or they're going to have to rush Muka and find out where he is. It's just trying to find out, well, exactly where he is, because both these tanks are on a one-shot, and if they do not get it correct when they try to approach him, then Muka can get both of them.
Yeah, but they do have advantage now. This last shell that Steroid didn't pen on a turret of a Batchat is going to annoy Utopia quite a lot, because this is a deciding shot in this battle. If Izne was left alone, there was no way he would win the game. Muka still has some chance because he is defender, but really hard against experienced players like these two.
Muka's going to set himself up here on the ridge line. I will give him position into the base, but if anyone comes up on his side, that's him going to die because he's a one-shot. Nexus is a one-shot. Yzne is a one-shot. And well, here's something we did kind of expect between these two teams was that it was going to be close.
I can't get closer than this, that's for sure. Muka showed that this is not the best spot for him to be, so he's gonna move away. A bit of a problem with the STRV now because he has to go in siege mode to shoot. I mean, he doesn't, but then he will shoot more airplanes than tanks if he's not. And it takes some time to get in a siege mode. Then you are really weak on your flanks. So as I thought, Kazna will just put Yzne in a cap and wait for Muka to show up so Nexus can kill him.
Ever so slowly, Yzne.
Yeah, they need to check. They have time. They need to check everything. Why would they risk a game and just lose it on blindly pushing somewhere where they can peek and check and get all kinds of information?
This is slightly different consumables or equipment being used. Yzne going with repair pack, medic, and rations. I think Muka looked like he had 2 repair packs and rations. Nope, the same. My bad. Both using rammers, both using camonet, both using binos.
Well, important thing in this case is to know, like, Yzne can't do this kind of spotting because Muka will have a really hard time panning him frontal because they are shooting APCR both. That's the gold time on STRV. Heat is something you need against this tank.
Oh, there's that. It's not constantly reloading. He does have 1 shell loaded. Muka though sitting on 3.9k damage. Yzne sitting on 1.8 with 780 blocked and 825 assist damage as well. So close this match, so close. But I think Muka, it's not going to happen, mate. It's not going to happen.
You never know. Let's not disregard the guy.
Making his approach towards the base here, trying to roll up. I mean, the danger is he has no idea where Nexus is, so he doesn't know. He's always got a threat, like the worry that if he peeks over here, that Nexus is going to get shot into his side.
Kazna chose an approach that he will come from the center, so that's why they left Nexus there. And they think that Yzne can fend for himself frontal. And also, if he comes over the ridge, Nexus will also kill him. So the only real danger is in front of Yzne, that Yzne actually doesn't connect the shell on Muka, and he gets reseted. Now that would be a problem.
46 seconds to go.
You can see that Muka is trying to blind shoot and sees anyone in front of him waiting if he gets spotted. And now he should go and confront Yzne.
Yzne's just waiting for Muka to peek over there. They are spotted out each other. Yzne is in a better position to get a shot. Yzne picks up the kill. Waited patiently for that one, and Kazna crew now take the lead 2-1 with a well-fought-out victory there on Muravanka. Now teams will swap positions. We'll get Kazna crew going on the defense. We then get Utopia going on the attack. Something different coming out from Utopia, something different coming out from Kazna crew. They had a kind of good read of each other, and the fight all happened on the right-hand side.
It reminded me a bit on a play like on Mines, where some people say, like, why would you go and challenge the hill if you don't have enough tanks? So Kazna came with enough tanks to challenge this lower part of the map, but Utopia was split a bit because otherwise they would risk a cap rush on the top part of the map. And it just wasn't enough. The focus fire on high by i7 was brilliant. He just disappeared.
Here's another crazy thing though. That fight with the bat chats, if he hadn't have shot the building to get at Dares, he had to waste the shot on the building. He could have killed Dares if he didn't have to do that.
But he had to do that.
Yeah, and had he not did that, Dares would have been dead and Steroids would have been in a much better position. He could have got away.
No, if he didn't do that, he would not even connect a single shot on Dares because he would just keep him on the other side of the building. So he had to do it to make time before Dares teammates come and help him and just whoop him from the map. That was a good play by Steroids. The only misfortune he had is he didn't pen a shell. Last shell on Nexus, and Nexus connected on him. I didn't see, was it a bounce of a turret or of a gun? Whatever happened there, it really decided the game. That single shot. Everything else he did was on a spot.
Yeah, sometimes it just comes down to 1 or 2 small little things for a team to be able to win or not. good though. Kazna crew certainly showing that they're not going to be a pushover here, and Utopia showing that they're not as untouchable as some people kind of make them out to be. I don't know. Maybe production's prediction of Kazna crew winning 5-3 could come true here, Mojo.
And Daki. They probably
Daki
copied
as well.
Daki.
Probably copied Daki and just weren't paying attention. But well, we saw it all on screen. No takey backs. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. How can they break them down? Kazna crew coming out, a couple of bat chats. M48 Patton coming out, AMX 13100. Kazna crew seem to be the only tank, I think, using it like that. They still use it like the old school throwaway T8 in a way, don't they?
Haiba was actually doing really decent damage in a fight because it has a clip with 3 shells and a really good alpha for the light tank. Use of a Foch in attack for Utopia, now that's an interesting thing I need to use because Foch is not really a heavy push kind of vehicle, it's more holding people away from an area. Or in a crucial part, if you know there will be a close combat battle, then you can just push in to try to clip out point blank. Pretty much same HP. Utopia going really offensive on lower side of the map. It's a stick-together team like Tactic did, like Kazna did. 7 guys going down immediately, but Haiba is left as a booby trap. Old style, light tank, spotting against enemy, hoping his team will apply enough damage before any kind of problems get to him.
Call me Piotr, just pretending to be a lumberjack there as he's setting himself up a little nest. Now Biku being able to move out there and get spotted immediately is going to give his team information saying, hey, somebody's over here, I got lit straight away.
But it's important is he will light up an area where someone can spot him from. And you can see that Haiba is watching on Bihu, that's the red line, while the blue lasers still need to start blind firing and see will they connect. So far they're actually close. But a bit chaotic.
They're staggering towards him, to be honest. Next one, I think, will hit him if they keep following that approach. But no, they change.
They're still checking the lower parts, but they still didn't start shooting on the upper ones. They still think there might be someone down, but that would be suicidal. They're actually scared to push around the corner down because of the trap they did themselves.
Oh, did that just go right over him? Oh!
Well, one of the things that Murovanka has is like bushes, that's for sure.
Bushes.
Magic Forest was the name for this map before. Nothing much changed there.
I mean, I remember the old map. It was absolutely crazy. You had that one building everyone would go to. If that building fell, then you were in a whole world of trouble. Papa Pavin now pushing up here. Steroids pushing up with him. Never carry. Okay, they're back to their normal team other than Vilke being in here. So Never carries back in the team lineup here. No connections with Haiba yet. They put one right through the side of the bush he's in. Next shot over might actually connect with them if they follow that pattern.
We will see now what kind of punishment will Papa take for coming close to Haiba. Also, if he fades and gets spotted again, when he picks up, they will have a good idea Haiba is actually somewhere close. But Papa will now hug the red line because there is only cover there. And he will be rather close to Haiba's position.
Whoa.
And there we go, first blind shot is in.
There's a connection. Will they know that they made the connection though?
I don't think they saw the tracer, or they would keep shooting. They definitely didn't see the tracer.
Somebody wasn't paying attention there when they made the shot.
It's not easy, like especially when you're shooting through a couple of the bushes, it's super hard to know did you actually penetrate something in behind.
Papa Palvin taking one to the face there. I mean, this is old school, which is putting a light tank in the bush down here to cover this entire area.
Honestly, if they take out
so
Haiba,
frustrating for the other team.
If they take out Haiba, they will probably win a game. Because Kazna will then not be only gun down, they will be main spotter down. The lower cap will be quite open, and Kazna will have to defend themselves in 2 ways, by blind shooting it or just pushing forward and hoping for the best.
And they have Vetso down there as well, being able to give any additional support for Haiba if they need to run. BQ actually just putting one right below Haiba. Trying for different bushes now. Holding the nerve in this position must be like so difficult in a way. BQ not connecting. Vilki now on a reload as well. Steroids backing off. Now, how can they do this, Mojo? Why is this so important here?
Well, Haiba being on this position here gives them a lot of information. He can just spot endlessly what is going toward. Opala, what happened here?
Oopsie.
I think we'll go away from this
It'll
because
come back
this
to
doesn't
us
break.
because that's a bit of a brokey thingy. No worky. Yep, technology, marvellous thing. We should just go back to drawing with pen and paper. Now there's a bit of a movement here as Muka and STRV starting to push into the cap circle. Haiba has been shot at, Mojo. He's down to 139 health. He's moved bush. So Haiba has changed to a different area. He did get shot at there and he has been forced to back away. So not so great for Kazna crew there. Exactly as you said, Mojo, once Haiba's been moved from that area, he doesn't have the same vision. And Utopia are starting to... Well, they were starting to push up, but now they're starting to rotate again. They're kind of not sure what they want to do. Mucka's going to come down to the red line.
Papa Pavian and the rest of the guys now are deciding to go back. Not killing Haiba is important. I'm not sure, do they even know what HP was he on?
I don't know. I was actually missing. I was too busy distracted by what broke in the middle there. We're trying to do the map view. Steroids coming down onto the bottom line here, right in front of Haiba. Haiba, I think he took another shot, then turned and ran immediately and took another one as he went away. So just surviving and no more, but wasn't able to get a full run away.
The thing is, Piotr is left to monitor the one cap, so he can clip the tanks if they're coming from their sides. He's up on E1 position. You can see him behind the buildings. And what Utopia does look they're gathering up to do is to leave the tanks to snipe the top of the hill here. And they will push the tanks through the village, through the I-7s to get in a proxy position and try to proxy those guys. Then they will start sniping and then they will press the lower side again.
Papa Powan just driving through the middle here.
Steroids, a risky play by... He's immediately spotted, but he was in speed, so he was paying attention. So he doesn't get connected.
Papa Powan and Shoku going through the middle. Vilki coming up in support. Biku still in the exact same area he's been pinned into pretty much all match here. Steroids rotating back round with Never Carry on the bottom right hand side of the map. And Papa Powan's going to be able to push up here, well, pretty much unchallenged. There was a shot coming out from his left. It looks like Vetzel trying to get shots into him, but Papa Powan is able to deflect him and carry on his push. And this could be really dangerous for Haiba now, because Haiba's line of escape is completely cut off here by this push from Papa Powan, who's now right underneath the face of Kazna crew. And well, what's Kazna going to go to be able to rotate back out of this, or how are they going to get back control? Steroids takes a shot for Utopia as he starts going forward. Steroid's been focused actually at the moment. He's lit. They're starting to get shots into him. He's down to 6, 7, 8 health.
This is the problem because Utopia still didn't find Haiba, so that cap is not safe. They need to make it safe for them, or they will be forced to push Kazna, which is trenched in. The good thing for them is they're slowly and gradually pushing Kazna away, but the HP is still the same. There is 2.5 minutes. This is not going to end well if they want to cap. They must fight.
Shoku's taking some damage as he moved forward, so he's lit. He knows that someone's over behind him that's keeping him lit, because there's nobody else from Kazna crew should have a viewpoint through that building. Muka starting to push up now. They see Ders in this corner. Muka gets a great shot into him. Ders has to be careful they don't turn and focus their guns onto him. Vetzel is starting to still hang about in this area beside Ders. He's not spotted. Vetzel might get a shot here into Papa Powan, but it's going to be a difficult angle into the side of the I-7, but he makes it pen and makes it work for him.
Shuku dropped Haiba, they finally find him, but there is only 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Kazna just has to hold off the time. The cap pressure that will come now will be really suicidal, because they will have to do triple cap, as you said. And Kazna all needs to do is suicide one tank to spot him. So honestly, Utopia needs to do a monster kind of shooting to prevent that from happening.
Papa Powan and Shoku are going to try and stop anyone from running over here. We're down to 26 seconds. Vilki's going to come down as well to give additional covering fire. And look at this, Kazna crew are just going to go in en masse. All they need to do is throw everyone and the kitchen sink here into Utopia and then have one person run away because they're on a defensive team. 14 seconds, Kazna crew is sending everyone in. This is a full team push. Papa Powan Nexus is on fire as he's continuing to hang about there. They drop Papa Powan, they continue rushing in for the cap circle. 5 seconds, there is a spot. They're going to shoot Shoku on the way in, but can the tanks of Utopia shoot back here? Because they could actually pick up tanks for Kazna crew, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Utopia is actually doing this really well because they can fight from the cap and they can snipe. Now this is a situation where you have a lot of tanks stuck in one position. Vielki is now in reload, Bihu is on low HP, and this is a real problem for Utopia because Kazna is now making their plays.
Never.
Isne in STRV is alive against Muka, but Kazna has 3 mediums tank compared to Vielki in that Foch and Never Carry who is dying in his budget, and that will be actually a full map for Kazna. Huge advantage.
Muka with all the HP of his team, but, well, no real shots opportunity for him. Vielki has reloaded, but he doesn't have HP, and just as I say that, Nexus gets the kill on him, and Call Me Piotr drops and Never Carry, so Muka, what can you do, laddie? You can start shooting at some tanks, but the minute they rush you, you're going to die. Yizne still has a lot of HP himself. He's just coming up beside Muka. Well, he needs a single tracking shot, and Muka is in real trouble. He's going to try and shoot Yizne on the move. Nice one through the Commander's Cupola, but to shoot Yizne, he has to turn his side to the other Kazna tanks, and Muka is not in a good place, but it doesn't matter because the map timer has run out, and Kazna crew have been able to hold that one on defense and now take the lead 3-1.
3-1, really unexpected. I would expect, actually, I thought this will be a 1-1 before the game started. But who knows, maybe production will have it right and Kazan will win 5-3, you never know. But Mines will be the next map. That's gonna be an interesting one, I would say.
Yep, for sure. Utopia not so hot on Mines. Kazna crew, it's actually their most played map, playing it 12 times with a 58%
A lot of damage
overall
coming
win.
here from Muka, but still it's not enough. It's not on time. They didn't kill Light on time. The pressure they applied was too late. They have to put all the chips in one basket, all the eggs in one basket, and just go with a cap. That's never a good thing because decapping is not a big problem, and they could simply not do enough damage. When all the Clippers went out of the shells, that was the game for Kazna. 3-1 here, Mines coming in. I'm really interested to see, will we see some new plays? None of the teams were brilliant on it, but they don't suck on it, so is it just another 1-1 situation or someone will slip by?
Yeah, I mean, we saw different stuff coming out between Ding and Gohard, so I wonder if Kazna crew or Utopia have something special in their locker, if they're going to do something particularly different. Well, this is the first time we saw a climb being done by the attacking team and being done, well, safely, excuse me, by pure chance. The defending team didn't have super heavies, so they couldn't counter it. They dropped negative like a rock.
I don't think they would even attempt that if there was someone waiting for that, so that doesn't count anyways. What Kazna used to do here multiple times is to play with Arti, with GC, Nizne.
Yeah, Nizne, yeah.
Meritorious even chased him in the first match he played it, I remember that, when they were attacking. But also Izne did a lot of damage in some of the games in his Arti. He really helped his team.
He's been top damage before in Arti, yeah.
So we will see what will Kazna actually choose to use here.
No Arti.
No Arta.
The Gorilla 15 coming out here for Utopia, so going for a more lighter defensive line than what we'd seen from other teams who were taking sometimes double TDs and Maus and Type 5 heavies.
No E4s and stuff.
So interesting to see how Utopia are going to play this. Are they going to be an aggressive defense? Because this was something we talked about before. Is this perhaps the way to change up how it works? And yes, there we go for saying that we're going to have an aggressive defense. Let's actually listen to Kazna crew because this fight is going to go really quickly.
Skoda coming.
Skoda coming.
Gorilla not gonna be in time.
Skoda. Sturoj.
No!
Track.
Keep going.
Keep going. Shoku double track.
Are you safe?
Shoku double track.
Yes, kinda.
Don't overcommit. Watch us reload and fight.
But we are 3 on 2.
But come on, let's push us. I can increase the track.
Yep.
Come on,
We need
to
Nexus, go.
Grill shot.
Vilki shot. Clipping.
Vilki, I give one.
I follow from there carry. Reload. Stay safe from back. I'm gonna ram him.
Don't ram. Vessel, go safe.
I give Grill one. Grill shot.
Try.
It's okay.
Give me space.
Give one, never carry. That's all.
No.
I
got you.
just don't get chipped now.
Don't give me people, I'm going up.
4 seconds. I take the hit. I couldn't avoid.
That's fine.
They dropped. No, they didn't.
Wait for me.
Come on.
Wait.
I'll just stay here and block from reduction.
Yeah, coming with you, deep blow.
No.
I missed.
Yes,
No.
yes, come.
Okay, but I fucking move. Okay. Can you give Shoku one?
They're coming up the hill.
No, finish.
I'm on that push from here.
Well, one thing you don't really do on Mines is you don't try and rush Kazna crew, because Kazna crew seem to be well prepared for this, and they always seem to deal with it when teams try and rush them.
Amazing focus fire on Studio. Studio is taking a short straw in his team. I don't know why was the TVP, the tallest of the tanks, driving on outer
Outside,
line
yeah.
of the mediums.
Focus steroids.
Like
TVP,
the
Skoda.
The moment they saw him, they're like, Candy,
Yeah.
shoot. Sturoids died in 1 second. They double-checked Shuku, didn't kill him, never
Yeah.
mind. They had an overmatch in guns immediately. They used it, they won the round. Nexus in this really short game, 3.8k damage.
Let's actually watch that one again, Mojo, because it was beautiful to see. Just watch how quickly Steroids gets
Depending are you
dropped
Polish
here.
or not.
Just watch how quickly he goes down here.
Let's see.
Skoda was the shout here.
No, wait.
So
35, 34. First shot.
Oh, wow.
Okay, sorry. He survived 1 second.
Wow.
Gone in 1 second. Wow. Well,
Devastating. That was
I
almo-
don't think anyone expected a landslide game like this for Kazna. I mean, the team that is definitely cheering now is Oops. Like,
Yeah.
they're super happy. Woo!
And
Давай!
There is going to be Kazna Crew fans in chat right now. There's going to be Utopia fans in chat right now. And
That's probably another battle.
taking nothing away from Kazna Crew, the reason that we predicted Utopia is simply because Utopia are playing really strong right now. All the previous matches have been strong wins for Utopia. Kazna Crew had been a bit ropey, but Kazna Crew are showing us that when
I
they get
have
it together,
no problem being wrong here.
yeah, exactly. This is what we say. When we are proven wrong, it is pleasantly surprised. It is nice to see us getting things wrong. It is nice to see teams causing upsets. And this is actually a really big upset that can happen right now because it will keep Oops at the top of the table. It will give Utopia potentially their first defeat, and it will give Kazna Crew a little cushion away from that kind of bottom 3 teams as well, and keep them in the
Kazna
fight
in
with challenging the
defense
top teams.
playing a super heavy setup. We've seen that can be dismantled. It really relies a lot on connecting some shells. If you miss them, you're pretty much dead. On other hand, Utopia from the start has Type 5 heavy.
I tell you what, Mojo, if Kazna Crew can pull this off, that is fantastic for them because they've taken the scalp of Ding, then they're taking the scalp of Utopia, and they are then, I would say after this, if they can do a 5-1, Kazna Crew are most definitely a team to be feared. They're the ones that people have to be thinking, hey, like, I predict them to win against whoever they're playing. Their next match against Oops will be a fantastic one to watch.
That's shallow thinking by a lot of guys. You cannot think by one match, you think by a lot, but this match so far means that Kazna is on rise with their shape. Like, they're getting in shape with tactics, with plays, they're sinking in with players, so that's good for them. That will make also this season much more interesting for everyone to watch.
Steady 7 players as well.
So far. We'll see how will they do. The season is still long, there will be entire round robin to watch more. Sture is taking a lot of damage already on the hill. He's on half HP. That's good start for Kazna. They can split that one shot on Isne for that. But Piotr is awfully alone there, and he needs to spot this push on time, and they need to do a lot of damage when that happens on these tanks, or they will be shot down one by one, because this kind of lineup Kazna has does not have any kind of counter push potential. Piotr taking a shot on the island, he is spotted.
Papa Pavan is over there as well in the Type 5 Heavy. Now, I've never seen a team yet push over that area.
You can have a Type 5 Heavy or you can have a Mouse, but he's
Yeah.
going to be used to soak up the damage. Interesting part, Muka here.
Try to do this backline. We've seen other teams try it and fail it. Can Muka do it? Easy peasy.
This is not the hard climb, but depends.
I think Breakneck tried it multiple times and couldn't do it.
Yeah, things happen,
Different tank, different speeds. Now, Utopia are gathering up. They're getting ready to make the push. Are Kazna Crew going to be able to receive it? Are they going to be expecting it? How many guns do they have ready for it? This is going to be a really nice one to potentially see in double view as well. We'll be able to see it perhaps from the Utopia's rush coming in. We'll be able to get it from Kazna's view as well as they're looking at them.
Type 5 is spotted, and don't forget one thing. Kazna knows they have nothing to shoot on center. Usually this tactics evolves. One tank is on center or two. They take some shells, and then everyone else charges in. So high base checking, is there anyone in a village? Are they trying to just like fake rush from that side maybe? I mean, showing Type 5 so they will rush from the other side while everyone turns the guns. If Kazna entire team turns the guns here, and they are, oh my dear god, this is going to be not good.
Hyper rolled out and knew he was lit from steroids, but no shots came into him, so he knew that nobody else was over there. If Utopia do this, everyone from Kazna Crew is ready, and Utopia are going to get punished so bad for it. It's going to be, yeah. the YouTube video might get taken down for excessive violence.
I really think Utopia should now rotate tank on other side and push 7-8 line, because this will be a really short massacre if it happens.
I actually want him to try it. Just
Take a
because why
pen-
not?
take-
Papawan just took one in the face from Yizne. He's going to take another one. Papawan's going. The push is going. Here we go, Mojo. I wanted them to try it. Utopia are going to try it. This is a do it or die push, and I can guarantee you in just a second it is going to die. Let's
Ow.
listen into Utopia's team speak as they try this.
Ale żeś.
My przejeżdżamy i zawsze pisamy.
Tak, radę. Nie chcieli do mnie szczelić. Tylko Fokus
Ja
szczelił.
No to teraz to się cofaj, panie.
No cofie.
To samo. Można z Wajera. To tak, no.
Czoku przejechał.
Ty szoku go tam nie wyjmiesz, nie?
No co z tego jesteśmy? Dwa czołgi, to...
Ucieka pod was.
O, dobra. Będą chwilę odbijać? W sumie nie muszę. Po co?
A ja teraz do szoka nie przejechał?
O, jadą. Odbijają chwilę.
No właśnie.
Wiedzą, że jestem już tutaj na tym.
Lichu, może zrotuj tutaj.
No właśnie nie jadę. Ty pił pod tą stronę bardziej.
Już jest, type jedzie na chwilę.
Ucieknę przed jego pestką.
Ja go spotnę.
Kurwa nie.
And well, Mojo, this looks like
Just in time.
clean-up duty now for Kazna crew. Utopia, they are not going to like what happens next.
You can see by the voice of Utopia, they already gave up. They pretty much gave up already because they know the odds they have. They're now facing double HP of Kazna. More guns, better positions. It's just not going to happen for them. This game is a pure landslide. Bihu might do something here, but no, facing Type 5
Bihu.
point blank. No, 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 no,
Bihu,
no,
don't
no,
do
no,
this.
no, no.
Why throw your life away so foolishly?
You're so young.
He's like,
Do it.
he's
Do
like,
it, Bihu. Do it.
He's like, I don't want to take one from Haiba. Not like that. Go on, just do it.
Do
Bihu.
it.
Do
You're
it.
brave. Do it.
Do it. You can
Do
do it.
it.
You can do it, Bihu. You can survive. Honest, trust us. Why would we lie to you? We don't just want to see some exciting shots. Oh, Haiba. Nail him.
Reload. Reload.
Oh,
And
no.
now
Didn't
pen.
do it.
Now
5-2-9. Ah, anti-climax. Vetso comes up as well. Bihu stuck between a rock and a hard place. Dares coming off reload can now do it. Haiba might actually get a clean show. No, Dares picks up a triple kill. Kazna crew going to take this one 5-1, and well done to them for proving everyone wrong. Daki and Production almost got their predictions right. They did pick the right team. And it just goes to show once again, you cannot predict what's going to happen in this league right now. Every team is capable of basically taking down another team. It's so wide open right now.
Amazing game. For Kazna.
Really good game for Kazna, considering how strong and how dominant Utopia had been coming into this. Kazna crew just had an answer for pretty much everything they did. The round before this was like, I mean, you don't rush Kazna on mines. Kazna crew know how to deal with that. I mean, they had a struggle against Gohard. Or Gohard, sorry, had a struggle when they were doing it. But I mean, Kazna crew used to this, you know, like Savage Squad did it to them. They've had it with other teams, and Muka now the only person alive for his team. Huge ricochet you heard there coming out from Dare shooting at him, but Kazna crew are on defense. They can run down the clock with 3 minutes 20 seconds to spare. Great, Muka, you're up on that back hill area, but there's nothing that you can do to turn this one around. And yeah, big win for Kazna crew here, and a hard loss actually for Utopia now, because that now means Oops are ahead of them at the top of the table.
Yeah, but it's still that 1 point, so everything is still in a game. Important thing is, round robin is almost over. There is only one match remaining that will be played next week between Savage and Asuba, but they are holding the lower part of the bracket, like their last two teams, with only 3 points each, so that will not affect any of these guys except Team Cryptic, I think.
Another thing that's interesting here is now that Kazna crew and Gohard are going to leapfrog Ding in the position tables as well, so Ding now are going to drop down to
we
5th.
still have 3 groups. We have.
Yeah, but
We will
Ding
see him later,
5th.
but Muka is still alive, and don't disregard that.
Can you honestly, as we're coming to the end of the first round robin, predict that Ding would have been in 5th place?
No. Now we
Crazy.
see best examples here of how not to climb this position, because they're constantly falling and they're trying to kill Muka. Being defenders, they can't
Just
really...
drive away from him. Just drive down to the. Just ignore him.
Point is, then they have to wait for 2 minutes, because they're defenders.
Yeah, but
Right.
still.
They want to shorten the time and finish. And Muka is trying to work on his survival
Ah.
ratio. Next time this year. Next time this year.
This is see, Daki's probably watching this going, I can do that.
Next time
Listen-
this year.
He was looking at Muka, and Nexus was just sitting there, and he just drove straight into Nexus because he was looking over his shoulder and had
Well,
no
that ends
idea
the
what was
game
in front of him. Oh wow! Fantastic driving there from theirs.
Maybe he
Fantastic.
just got bored and decided to die.
I know he was looking. Turret was behind him, so he was looking behind him. He had no idea what was in front of him. Straight into the Foch.
Things happen, but this is a complete landslide, one-sided victory here for Kazna. You can't
Yes.
really say it was close because it was not. I didn't expect anything even remotely like this. I deeply apologize and everything. And